What is going on, everybody? This is Garrett. Let's continue the video series called Rapture When. This is part 3. Let's take a look at what Paul has to say. All right, in part 1, we went over John chapter 6. In the video part 2 about the rapture, we took a look at what Martha had to say. Yes, Martha. Now in part 3, let's take a look at what Paul has to say in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So here we go. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15, 51, and 52. This is Paul speaking about the rapture. Paul says, "But let me reveal a wonderful secret. We will not all die, but we will all be transformed." Verse 52, "It will happen in a moment." What will happen? The rapture. He's talking about the rapture here. Now, I know the word rapture is not actually in the Bible, but that doesn't mean that the rapture isn't in the Bible. The Bible is just using different terminology. Let me give you an example if you don't mind. The sentence, "the leader of the demons," is not in the Bible, but we know that Satan is the leader of the demons. Let me give you another example. The sentence, "the top-ranking generals of the demons," that is not in the Bible. But we know that there's principalities, princes and powers in the air that are the ruling demons over the other demons. The point I'm making is, just because the word rapture is not in the Bible doesn't mean that the topic of the rapture isn't in the Bible. The topic of the rapture is all over the place in the Bible, and here we have Paul talking about it again. Let's go to verse 52. Paul says, the rapture will happen in a moment, in the blink of an eye, when the last trumpet is blown. Paul says, "For when the trumpet sounds, those who have died will be raised to live forever." That's the resurrection. Then he says, "And we who are living will also be transformed." That is the rapture. You see, people, the resurrection of the dead and the rapture of the living happens at the same time, at the last trumpet. This is really cool. Here in 1 Corinthians 15, 51 and 52, Paul's talking about the rapture and the resurrection. Let's read it one more time before we say goodbye. And let me make something clear. The resurrection is for the chosen ones who are already dead. The rapture is for the chosen ones who are still alive. So let's read it one last time. This is Paul speaking. Verse 51, Paul says, "Let me reveal to you a wonderful secret. We, the chosen ones, will not all die, but we will all be transformed." That means we're going to be leaving these physical bodies, going up into the sky to meet God's Son, and will now be a spirit. Verse 52, "It will happen in a moment." That means the resurrection and rapture are going to happen in 1 or 2 seconds. It's going to be very fast. Paul says, "In the blink of an eye, when the last trumpet is blown. For when the trumpet sounds, those who have died will be raised to live forever." Let me explain that. Paul is saying For the chosen ones who have already died, they will be raised to live forever with Jesus in heaven. And Paul says, we who are living, he's saying the chosen ones, we chosen ones, chosen by God, who are living, will also be transformed. That means the chosen ones who are living will also be taken up into the sky. They will also lose their mortal bodies, this physical body, and become a spirit. That is the rapture right there. It's incredible. I just love the way that Paul words this. It's so beautiful. It's exciting. It's mysterious. And it's a wonderful secret that God has revealed to us in the Bible in 1 Corinthians 15, 51, and 52. I pray this is blessing you. Yes, the rapture is real, even though the word rapture isn't in the Bible. It's going to happen very quickly at the last trumpet, and it happens at the same time the resurrection of the dead happens, where the dead and the living will go up into the sky and be transformed into a new creature. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great to get out of this body. Oh boy. Okay. Praise God.